some people do.
We're recording.
Some people do bad things who have Confederate flags. That literally could be used for your thing about Aztecs. That's not an argument against being proud of the Confederacy.
Are you equating?
Yes.
People who take pride in the South.
Most of them don't even believe the Civil War was about slavery because of like propaganda
they don't, but they get fucking.
And they like the South. They like the South, and they like the idea of Southern independence.
What you're saying is like you can't
to say they're not allowed to do it because of slavery when people have been slavery.
What are you talking
about? This is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. I'm saying people shouldn't take pride in the Aztecs because they fucking killed people for no reason constantly because they thought the gods.
It wasn't for no reason.
Or because they thought the gods wanted them to do it. And you're saying people kill people all the time. So it doesn't matter. Which is Bosch's like child pornography argument.
Not at all.
People die all the time, so this instance of people dying doesn't matter. Is your argument? That's
I never said it didn't matter. I'm saying people can take pride in their heritage.
I don't think people should take pride in the South. I don't think people should take pride in really being American. I don't think people should take pride in the Aztec thing. I don't think people should be taking pride in being German. I think that's a weird thing to take pride in. You had jack shit to do with any of it. You're an individual. You're not fucking connected to any of those people in your history.
You're people and who you are.
I don't know. I think we should move past that type of thinking. I think we should.
What are you talking about?
I think you can be proud of stuff you did as an individual. Being proud of that your ancestors built a really tall building or something is fucking stupid.
No, it's not. I can be as proud as I want about being from Mexico, and that's okay.
Drop their identity and stop being proud of the things they had because they were around killing people too.
Well, guys, get closer to the camera.
Not all of them.
Exactly. So
right, but I mean,
understand what's your point here?
Native American people, I'm okay with them. I'm okay with the Native Americans doing that because they're historically disenfranchised. I mean, the Mayans.
You're saying are you saying that the Aztec people had a genocide committed against them?
I don't think. I mean,
wait. So you're saying
no? I don't think there's something especially sacred about it.
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. You're saying that Native Americans can't, but Aztecs can't because they're from Mexico. I don't even get what your point is. You know,
my point is that it's silly for Aztecs. Right, yeah, they are. And I think it's silly to take more pride with Aztecs.
It's not silly to glorify it because I think
the only reason that
people can be proud of their
Aztecs,
heritage because the like specifically they've been through so much and like they're like. I think people should be able to be proud of who they are and where they come from and what their ancestors had to fight for, like.
I don't think you should be proud for what
the Native Americans are literally living that culture.
I think you should.
Right
if
now.
like you had nothing
to do with that.
That's not a currently existing culture. That's something that's in the past. That is not something that people live right now. No one in Mexico is living anything close to like an Aztec lifestyle.
Yeah, but they had
Native Americans aren't going.
If
Native Americans want to continue speaking their language and they want to continue wearing the clothing they wear, that's not the fucking same.
There's an Aztec language that is still widely spoken. It's an ethnicity. They speak.
And I know I don't put any kind of special sacredness around them, like preserving their own culture or whatever. I mean, I don't think it should be wiped out. But no, I don't think that's like the greatest thing in the world. No.
What are you talking? Like you're saying that people.
And also the reason why people take so much pride in that. The Aztecs had a fucked up culture, and the reason people take so much pride in it.
You can't say this.
Why not?
Keep going.
The reason why they take pride in it is because Aztecs did the type of shit that white people find impressive because they built tall buildings. That's why people take pride in it. It's because of Eurocentrism.
Dude, you don't.
Colonization isn't big buildings, Neo. It's
I'm not saying I'm saying the issue of colonization is white people decide whether or not you like count or your culture counts based on like they treat tribal societies like
shut up.
People
You're
talk about
so wrong here.
About what? You're saying white people don't extremely value like whether or not you built like tall buildings and stuff. That's when they decide if the culture's valuable.
You're saying that like people like indigenous people only like find their heritage proud because of a Eurocentric view. That's so much wrong with that.
Is there? Fucked up shit.
How is it wrong to say that Aztecs can't decide for themselves what is good? I'm not they can only decide what is impressive.
You know, like Europeans practically.
What are you talking about?
I don't think they should be proud of the fucking. Europeans should be proud of their heritage.
Yes, but no. But you're saying, but
Europeans should not because of all the fucked up.
But Europeans destroyed all the Aztec sites.
You can't be proud of anything.
So many, like Tenochtitlan was destroyed.
I think you can be proud of some aspects, but not all.
Yes. It's pretty silly. It's pretty silly to put a lot of stock in some people you have jack shit to do with.
I
agree with you in that opinion.
That's not true.
No, Neil.
I don't think it makes sense to base your self-worth on people you have nothing to do with.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
I agree with you, but I don't think people who have,
especially if you're a European, you're fucking killing people all the time. If you're an Aztec, you're fucking killing people all the time. So double.
That's not true. There's so much wrong with what you're saying.
You're saying you can't take pride in your culture. That's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
You cannot put a lot of your self-worth into your culture, no. And it's no, you can't. How can I take pride in being born into American culture, being born into Mexican culture? How can I take pride in that? I didn't
You
do
were born
that.
into Mexican culture.
So you can only be proud of things you yourself did 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, does that not make sense?
Or like had a big part in it.
It's
You had
madness.
zero to do with like
You're a
stuff
part
in
of
the
the
past.
culture. You're a part of the culture. You're a part
You
of the
didn't make
story.
it what it is.
All of
You're
us are
just
a part of
born there.
history. We aren't just spectators.
Yeah,
We're
I
all
know.
part of our own history.
Yeah.
And
But
we
not,
take proud
you're not part of what happened fucking hundreds of years ago. Unless
Of course not. But we're
That's what I'm talking about. You can be proud of things
No,
you
Neo-
do. Yeah, things you do. Too.
No, yes, exactly. That's what we're saying.
Not like something that happened fucking 100,000.
Like that's
100
like being
years
proud
ago
of
or
like.
whatever. It's madness. That's like an old-timey way of thinking. That's honestly not very productive.
It's a cultural thing. It's not that they're like, oh, we love this. It's the lives they live in. You don't know about Aztec culture.
Not.
They do.
They're proud of what the Aztecs were in the past. Everyone fucking,
Yes,
that's the
we are
nature
proud
of
of Mexicans are proud of what Aztecs did in the past. Yes,
But
why
why
can't I
they-
be proud of like my
I think
Aztec
I've made
heritage?
my point here. I don't know.
No, I'm
what we're
proud.
discussing
I'm proud
is.
of my ancestors for building buildings. I'm proud of them.
What,
for
Europeans? Well, that's cringy.
My ancestors, yes.
If that's something you get a kick out of, that's pretty
I'm
cringy.
proud of my ancestors
not
that
cringe.
fought against the British.
So
I'm
you're
proud of
saying-
my ancestors
like,
that
you're
fought
Why?
against the
Because
Austrians.
you didn't fight against the British.
I'm not, but I'm
Austrians.
proud that my family did that and that I share some of that heritage because I'm proud to be related to those people.
Okay.
I really don't understand like
I'm
why
proud
you
to
would take a problem
enjoy
with
being
people.
proud of that, I guess.
You can't be proud of your parents or your grandparents.
Look, I think it's a little silly.
It's silly to be proud of your parents or your grandparents.
I mean, those are people you know in your life. They're not fucking from thousands of years ago. And also, I'm talking about equate. And also, when it comes to like where you get your self-worth from, if you get your self-worth from what your parents did, then you're also fine.
Neil, that's not. We're talking about people finding some amount of pride in that.
Yes, I
No,
know.
but I'm with you because I think that
I've been
I think
using
it's
the word
okay to find
self-worth
some
from the
amount of
beginning.
pride. But if
No,
you're
you start using that like a minute ago, like 10
that's
minutes.
wrong.
We have the recordings.
I know for
Let's
a fact.
listen to it.
Okay, well, that's a lie. I mean, you've heard me say self-worth.
You said
no,
that,
Neo
like,
said
You must be
self-worth
lying.
a while
You must
ago.
be fucking lying if you're saying that.
No,
No,
Jeremiah, he did say self-worth.
That's literally the yes.
Yes.
That's literally the basis I've been using
From the
this
beginning,
entire
you said people taking.
Since I started
I said
recording this
self-worth.
7 minutes
Okay,
ago,
let's,
he
let,
said
let's
so.
listen to
We're
it.
not gonna go.
We're not gonna go
That's
through
fucking
this.
cringe.
Wait, guys,
Well, you're
so-
saying I'm lying. Let's
Shut
listen
up.
to the
You obviously just missed that or something.
Okay, then I missed it.
No,
Okay.
what I'm saying is that your point is stupid.
But also, when you say proud,
Can we
that's
just
there's
get
different
people-
uses of the word proud. Like you can say proud of someone like, oh, I'm proud of you. You did a good job. Like you're happy for them.
What's
But
wrong
if,
with, like,
if
a
what your
young-
parents did gives you pride? That's not. I mean, that's a little more okay, but I think that's still verging into the realm of like silliness. Like you're proud, like in the way you'd be proud of yourself because of something someone else did.
I think
Little silly, a
I
little
think
silly.
being proud of this cultural zeitgeist is a good thing, and just taking.
Okay, I mean, I don't know.
I'm proud that of you're proud of your generation, right?
Gen Z?
Yeah, you said our
That's a
generation.
really good generation.
So
I don't think like, oh, I'm great for being born into Gen Z. I think it's great.
I
It's
just have
nice
a
that we
question.
do good things and care about things. Yes.
But I
So
don't
don't you think?
understand.
Can't you say that it's nice that your ancestors did those things?
But while my
That shaped the
ancestors were
world?
white, no, I'm not gonna fucking get like fucking.
That's
I'm not
obviously
gonna get ego
Neil,
off my.
that's not what I'm fucking saying. I'm not talking
That
about
is
the
what you
color
said
of their
earlier,
skin.
literally.
What?
You said you were like, I'm proud of my ancestors for building tall buildings, actually, and I was like, you mean you're
Neil, that's not. Neil, you're lying. I
You
said
probably can play that.
I said I am proud.
I think I know
you talked about the belt.
Wait, Neil, I said there's nothing wrong with being proud. I said I'm proud of my specific ancestors for fighting against the British and the Austrians.
We can listen to what you said if you wish.
Okay, let's go.
Neil,
I am proud of my ancestors for building structures, by the way. I am.
I
That's
know.
weird, Jeremiah.
That's weird?
No, it isn't.
That's not a good
weird.
motivation.
Neo, shut up. You like.
I'm in like the no man's land of
I
argument.
guess
Everyone's cutting me off and I'm trying to say my
to be
fucking
proud of in the way of
Neil, the only reason you say that is
Can I say my
your
fucking?
ancestors
Can I
are
put my
just
cheese-
like worthless? You're
Wait, black people built buildings? Are you saying that black people can't build buildings?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
You just said that.
Oh please! Don't act like you have some cringe gotcha. You've been wrong. You've been dead wrong this entire
Yeah, what are
fucking
you
thing.
talking? You're saying people can't take pride in their
please!
culture.
Don't try to change.
And
the
then you
narrative
said,
of what I'm
and then you
saying.
said it's okay for Native Americans. Then
You can
you
yell as loud as you want, Jeremiah.
What are you
That's
saying?
great.
What are you saying? You're saying people
What I'm
can't.
saying is, if you take pride in the fact that your ancestors built tall buildings, then obviously people's ancestors didn't do that. They don't. That's like saying they can't take. They don't have something to take pride
What's
in.
wrong with
'Cause
taking
it's
pride
ridiculous to
in
take
the
pride in
feats
that.
of like your
Neo, that's
Of course, black people built tall buildings. I fucking know that.
Then why did you say black? Why did you
I
say
mean,
that?
people whose ancestors, but there are people whose ancestors didn't. Like there is,
Like who?
But Neo,
What race can't build buildings?
there's people who haven't built tall buildings. Show me. I mean, I'm not
Give me
gonna,
an
I'm not
example.
gonna. There are examples, but I'm not getting
Like
into
which
this
one?
because it's getting sidetracked. Jeremiah, you do this cringe shit where when you lose an argument, you start a new argument on some random.
Okay, let's go back to the
okay.
Let's go back to the
Wait,
original.
Neo, let's go back to the original argument. What's wrong with a young kid with Aztec heritage being proud that he has Aztec blood?
Because he had
Because
nothing
he didn't
to
do
with
it, and Aztec blood isn't fucking
Who cares?
real.
Why can't
Yeah,
you be proud
exactly.
of that?
Fucking
Why can't you be
not
proud
existent.
that I'm proud that my great great grandfather was a president of Mexico? Why can't I be proud of that?
You feel personal pride, like, oh my,
I feel
I'm a
pride
great
that
guy. My great
yes, I'm proud that my great great grandfather changed the history of Mexico. I'm happy that I have that. I'm glad that that's in my family, and I'm glad that he had to fight for he had to fight to be president. He had to fight against Maximilian, the first of Austria. Like I don't
He's
understand.
kind of well, but Maximilian.
That's cool. I mean, that's cool.
why
but,
can't
like,
why can't people?
I
be proud of that?
don't feel.
Why can't
I have people in my family tree. I don't. That's not how I feel about myself. Basically. I don't
That's
feel
you
anything on
personally.
myself.
That's you. Why?
I think most more people should be
What's
like
wrong
that.
about people being happy?
Because
about
it's
that?
dangerous.
How is it
Especially
dangerous?
when it gets into the realm of people from hundreds of years ago and stuff. Then it evolves into fascism.
So you're saying that the only end.
I don't know. I mean, I rest my case at this point. I think
I'm okay. What I'm trying to say is, it's fine if you. I think it's okay. It's okay, and you should be allowed to find pride in it. But I don't think that you should be to the point where you're basing so much about your self-worth based off of your country and nation, because then that leads into
I
nationalism.
100% agree with you.
Okay, but that's different.
I think everyone's personal thing about, as long as they aren't hurting anyone, if they feel happy about something and they think, hey, there's this thing about me personally.
Okay.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Because once that thing, it doesn't matter what makes them feel good
Obviously,
about themselves. Because once that thing can always be threatened. So you don't want it to be certain.
There's nothing wrong
like
with
you don't want to be proud. You don't want someone to be really proud of being white, because once they feel like their white identity is threatened and they're part of the ruling class of America,
But that's
then they become
different.
fascist.
That's
why it
different.
matters what people
Here's
feel
the
proud
difference
of.
between someone being proud that they're an indigenous person and someone being proud of their an indigenous person in a country that where they're a minority. Their parents had to fight a lot through all that. So there's nothing wrong with being proud from having to go through all this and having to suffer.
Even that I find cringy. Like,
That's
I find that
cringy.
cringy.
No, I find that
it's
cringy.
so
Like,
cringy.
you don't want to base really any part of your identity off of this idea of having to struggle against people. You
what's
if they
wrong
did
with,
struggle, you keep struggling. But you really want to live as yourself and find pride in yourself.
that's
honestly,
right.
if you're
What do you mean?
in that place.
Let's say I'm pride that I find pride that I was an immigrant, that my mom was that me and my mom with her 3 kids moved here when we were young.
I mean, that's great. That's great. That's great to love your mom.
Adapt to a new culture.
That's great to be love your mom and be happy about your mom.
No, and I'm proud that I'm from Mexico, and I'm proud that and I think there's nothing wrong with it.
I would never in a million years, no matter what country I'm from, say that I'm proud to be from there. I'm proud because I was born there. What am I proud?
You can't find any pride in being an American because you come from a country that's horrible.
I mean,
you can find
there's a lot of shit to find.
There's a lot of people.
You just have a hard
I mean,
time finding
what
pride
matters
in
is how much
America.
stuff you've built and how much land you've conquered, which is the only thing to be proud of about the Aztecs. And I'd be a big patriot.
That's not true. What are you talking
The
about?
Aztec culture is literally revolved around slitting people's throats. That's not their religion.
What you're saying is extremely ignorant and a little racist.
No, it's not.
How is that racist?
You're basically doing
How is
this whole
that racist?
Eurocentric.
You guys are
if
talking
you're not
about
European, you're a savage.
whatever someone's
I'm not
personal.
doing that.
You're literally calling them savages.
I'm on European
You're calling
savages.
them
Europeans are fucking
savages.
psychopaths. They burn people.
Okay,
at the
but
stake
you realize
because
how
they think
it's
the Earth is round.
you're
Fucking
literally
psychos.
putting the Aztecs into the trope of being savages.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You're literally saying
You said that right
no.
then,
You're
but I
all
wasn't
you're
saying
saying.
that.
You're saying that Aztecs all they did was slit throats.
That was a big part of their culture.
That was
a big
part-
They're
a part-
big fans of
A
slitting people's
small
throats.
part of their
So are you not
culture.
proud to be a part of the human race? Are you
No,
not
okay,
proud?
but the point is, what you're saying is
You're not proud to be a human.
It's
You're
so
like
ignorant.
you're not.
It was a
I'm proud.
sacrifice.
Are you not? Are you like hey,
Proud to be a human.
you're not?
I'm proud to be a
I'm proud to
human.
be.
I'm so proud to be
myself.
I'm proud to be a human. I'm proud of everything about myself. Well, not all of it. I hate a lot of
But
myself.
no, what I
I'm proud to be a human. I'm proud of being a
I'm I'm proud that I have a relation to people that I think are
saying
cool.
that you're proud to be a human is already a weird statement, like as opposed to like a dog.
Yeah, I would.
What? Like,
What does that mean?
proud to be a human. Like there's no the only people who can experience the emotion of pride that we know of are humans. So that's like a whole different ballgame.
So I can't feel pride for something because something that
No, I'm just saying it's like a different subject matter than saying like pride for a nation.
How does this get to dogs? I don't understand.
No, here's the thing. Both of you shut up.
Arf.
Okay. Jeremiah's right here. I'm sorry.
If you're okay, listen. I'm just gonna. If you find something personally that makes you validating about your specific ancestors,
It's that it's on white. That's what I find validating.
if you genuinely think that's validating,
No, I'm being sarcastic, but I'm saying that is something.
if you find the color of your skin validating, then you're
then you're
that's
cringe.
yes, the color of your skin. That's not what
No one is validated. No white nationalist is fucking proud of themselves because they have pale skin.
They literally are.
Jeremiah,
What are they
you know
proud
that's
of?
not
What are they
true.
proud of their ancestors?
They're proud of white culture.
What about white culture are they proud of?
They're proud of Leonardo da Vinci, Shakespeare, Isaac Newton, Galileo. They're proud of the Romans. They're proud of
That's
the
not the
Romans.
issue.
What?
The issue is not the issue
What
is
are
that
you
they
talking
take
about?
the issue is that they take that pride to hurt people. The issue.
Yeah, that's why it's bad to have racial pride.
I'm talking about culture and race are so different.
Yeah,
That is-
why can't you?
Do you know, race
Culture is
isn't
completely different.
race is an
White
invented
culture
thing that was
isn't a
invented
thing.
by the colonists in the 1800s.
But
culture has always
Jeremiah,
been a
here's the
thing.
problem. If that makes white people feel good about themselves, they should be allowed to do it.
You can be a different race and have a different culture than the normal
I don't.
race of that.
If people feel good about themselves, that's good. It's that they're hurting people and wanting.
What if I think that feeling good about certain things, like your racial identity, make people hurt
Why
each
do you-
other? It leads to that.
I don't think
Everyone thinks
Jeremiah.
that.
I don't think
When did
Jeremiah's
I-
arguing
that's
about
such
the
a strong
race.
What are you
thing.
arguing?
Culture.
No, we're
I'm not talking about
Culture
that.
is a
You know what I
thing.
think about that. I've already said a million times what I think about.
Then why are we arguing about race? I'm not
Yeah,
talking
no
about
one's
race.
arguing about race.
race.
You really think like the white?
Oh, you asked me
culture
what white nationalists were proud of. And I was saying they're not proud of like not having a bunch of melanin or something. That's crazy.
They're proud of this fake version of history. That's the issue. It's that they're proud of something that doesn't exist. They
That's
think
the
that
problem is that it doesn't exist.
Yes, they're like,
Jeremiah,
they're like, oh,
Jeremiah.
Europe was so cool. Europe was a shithole in the 1800s.
Jeremiah.
They're-
Can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah, tell me something.
They're not proud of things that don't exist. All the things that they're proud of did exist and did happen.
What?
They're not, the problem with them is not that they're proud of stuff that didn't happen. It's that they're proud of shit that they
I don't know where
weren't
you get this
fucking
white culture
involved
from.
with.
They're retarded because if their idea that the Nazis were shitholes. Their idea was going to lead to shit.
Right.
It's a shitty fucking.
Right.
The whole system is shitty.
Because they were proud of German culture. That's how they got there, by the way.
Yes. That's not the only thing that caused it.
What's
I think-
wrong with you?
That is one
I'm
of
not
the
gonna,
many
I'm not
things.
gonna, I already said what I think about being proud of culture, and I don't know. I mean, that's my idea about it. Like, I don't think.
So if no one was ever proud of their culture, are you saying there would not
Then
be?
we would all be like
ethnic-
homunculuses.
If no one was proud of their culture, are you saying that would not be an issue? The Nazis wouldn't have existed. If they were like, if
Jeremiah, if you want to make this an argument about the alternate history and
Sure.
whether the Nazis would have existed,
You just said
you
that.
can do that, but that's a different.
But that's
discussion.
what you said. You just brought.
You're
the
asking me if
Nazis into
something
this.
like the Nazis would have existed without the
Is that-
concept
do
of
you think
culture.
that would happen?
I'm not going to argue like the.
I don't think the Nazis would have. Well, like. a big
How would they?
part of
Anyway,
it
the
was-
Nazis, the party, Nazi party. No, I mean maybe there would have
What
been
the Nazis
genocide.
did.
Like maybe genocide.
There's a clear difference
would have
between
existed.
finding pride and like being a part
I don't
of
know,
a
guys. This
culture
discussion is
and
gone
like
off
being
the
a
rails,
chauvinist
quite
and like a
frankly.
nationalist.
I don't even understand what.
I don't understand what's being discussed.
No, I'm saying that there's
Right.
nothing. I mean, I just think everything you said about like being part of like everything you said about Aztecs was just so wrong in so many
Because I
aspects.
said things.
That you're like literally like minimizing them to like a savages. Like
I never
by
called
saying
them
that.
savages.
Yeah, but you
If
said holding
that
people
stuff makes
slitting
you think they're
throats.
savages, that's on
That's
you.
going into like a very Eurocentric view of like indigenous people.
I mean,
They
it's
did
slice
chop
their
off
throats.
people's heads.
Like,
That's just a joke.
I did. I just found that funny.
That's okay.
like honestly, what you said is like horrible. Like no, that's a very racist.
Maybe what you're
viewpoint.
feeling is like that you don't feel proud of that.
Oh, no, yeah, bro. Okay, no, I don't have Aztec blood. I have Zapotec blood, and yes, I'm proud of that.
Zapotec?
No problem.
I think it's a very one-dimensional view to say all of that is just. It's
It's a
you know,
complex.
it's complicated as like a lot of things, and people taking certain aspects in a moderate way can be good and productive for some people. Some pride, basing their entire identity off that's retarded. But if if people are able to find some validating things in moderation, which a lot of people do in moderation.
Really?
Yes. What? If it wasn't in moderation, literally everyone would be killing.
No, I'm saying, do a lot of people really find pride in their?
Yes.
Yes. What are you talking about?
Do you really think that's a rare
I
thing?
think you're just like ashamed of like what your heritage
I'm not
is, and that's why you have this.
I don't feel any connection to these fucking people.
Yes,
I
you're
don't
just ashamed.
I'm not like
that,
ashamed of being related to slave owners. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not ashamed.
I don't think
of it. I'm not
heritage and
proud of it, I'm
culture
not
are the
ashamed
same
of it.
thing.
The situation
Not really. I think just being proud of like your people.
I'm not ashamed.
How is heritage and culture the same thing, Borja?
No, I'm just like, obviously you have like heritage of a certain culture.
They're linked in some ways, but in this context, we're arguing about culture.
Yeah, we're talking about culture, like like your heritage, like your heritage of like culture, of like a certain
Cultural
like,
heritage.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't understand why like you find like being proud of that to a certain moderation wrong.
Like the issue is that people are taking it to an extreme. It's not that it exists. If everyone was it's like. For me,
I don't know.
that's the issue. And if you have an issue with people personally
I don't
doing
think
that,
you need it. You don't need pride in what.
I think
nobody
it's
needs
dumb.
it, but I think
it's kind of just
What?
a
Like
random
it just
thing.
makes people of a place like just feel more unified. I don't know why.
I think it's this.
It's like a pretty big distraction.
It's a similar like spiritual and religious thing.
Yeah,
I think
like,
it's like
what's
the
wrong?
feeling of being comfortable in a group, and it makes people feel validated.
Oh wait, no, yeah, no, like the one.
I think there's
I
nothing
just
wrong
think
with
it's
believing
messed
in a
up,
religion
like
and being
what you're
happy with
saying
it.
of like aspect.
I think organized religion is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's,
But
I
can I
think
refute what you're saying?
basic
Like you're
religion as
literally
in
like
like
minimizing
having
like
your
the
religion when you
whole like.
believe it.
I think
But
they
when it
have
gets,
some-
I
they have some
fucking
beautiful
Christian.
Yeah,
art
no,
and
Scott, you and me
stuff,
agree.
all of that.
I-
They're building
No,
their
but
own
shut up,
stuff.
I'm sorry. But you're like literally minimizing the whole like culture to like them slitting throats and being savages.
I know that
and
wasn't their whole
sacrificial.
culture. I like
That was
Aztec art and
a
stuff.
small
But
aspect.
yeah,
Aztec
that
art
was
is
not
that.
a small aspect.
Yes, it
That was like a lot.
You just
I'm pretty sure most of their celebrations and stuff involved that.
I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb.
Yeah, that was like a small an aspect of it. Like they did incredible.
No, wait,
things.
okay.
They were like cleaner. They were like in certain ways. I don't know. Kill that guy.
I have the okay.
That guy?
No, but here's something. I get. I'm gonna present Neo's argument, not really your argument, but something from it. I think you can see how that line of thinking can be dangerous in modern society today, when in certain groups people are outcasted for not sharing the same culture. Like if you look like in art, an example of this can even be from my fucking art class and like on Friday when some like black kid was like getting wrecked because they're like, yo, if you don't know what this is, then you're not black.
Yeah.
Some of black
To
kids
that,
said that.
a black kid said that to another black
I say
kid.
black kids. Yeah, black people get like the worst of like the problematic elements of this stuff. It's like a mind. It can even get as bad as like being a mind prison. Like identifying yourself with like an entire.
I'm like having to do stuff to be
I think
like.
culture and religion are very similar, and I think
Because in that moment, people are
take
pressured.
pride in those things, and they
People
feel
take
different.
pride in their religion.
Yes, they do.
People
Well,
what? Yeah, what are you
Well, okay, that's not what you should. That's not what religion's about. Religion's about believing in something. You do it out of obligation.
But people take pride in being a Christian.
And I think that
being literally.
and it's a personal feeling.
That's
religion is a personal
I
feeling.
think it's
of it.
French. I
No,
think
no,
we're
not even like from like organized
It's
religion
French.
is bad level. Like literally, I'm pretty sure the Bible has a thing or two to say about pride. So if you're proud of being a Christian, cringe.
Oh my God, there's nothing wrong with it.
I think as long as if it's in moderation, you can be proud of any aspect.
When the Bible talks about pride, first they don't talk about like being proud. It's like big pride.
Yeah, Jesus would have been
oneself.
like, being proud of your race. That's. I mean,
We're not talking about
I don't know why we're arguing what Jesus.
We're not talking about
Why are
race.
you bringing this back to
There's
race?
no such thing as like.
We're
a
arguing
race-
about
a
culture and
race
put it back to
having a
race.
culture.
Neo, this is so dumb.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm just
There's
using the
not,
words
like-
race and culture interchangeably, and frankly, a lot of people do, and it doesn't not make sense. You guys are acting like
It does. Race
Yeah,
is
it doesn't.
fake. Race is not a
Race-
real thing.
Yeah, it's a
It's only as
construct.
real. Culture's a construct.
Culture is way more real than race.
Yeah, what are you
Culture is
talking
a-
about? There's no such
Culture and
thing
race
as
are not
white
the same
culture. There's no such
thing.
thing
Yeah,
as like,
exactly.
like
Literally,
Culture
no,
is
there's
something
no such thing
more
as white
real.
culture.
There's
That's the
both-
Culture are
not
both
real.
constructs, but culture is something that has evolved along with
Exactly.
humans. Race is something that was designed in
Like,
shards and said,
exactly.
if you don't believe in this, you will be killed. This is it is
That
things that
doesn't make it
forced.
more real because it's newer. It's more real.
Because
they're
it
both
is-
they're both ephemeral.
No, because
they're both not connected.
it's an essential part of humanity. Race is not.
And also, like, there's a connection because, like, if literally, there's obviously a racial element to it because only someone Like he was saying, he kept saying Aztec blood. That's a racial way of speaking.
No.
It's just speaking
Like
of metaphor.
by your logic,
It's like
then
saying,
someone,
like-
then a white guy who lives in Mexico could be like, "Oh, I'm living where the Aztecs lived. I guess I'm like an Aztec." There's obviously
What
a
are you
racial.
talking about?
What do you mean? What am I talking? Ask me a question. What do you mean? What am I talking about? I feel like I'm being pretty clear right now.
If he's in the Aztec
I'm saying there's a
culture and he
racial
speaks it-
element to a lot of the culture.
If this guy, if this guy
first
was
of all,
white, he was in the
saying
Aztec
blood-
culture, he can be
Obviously.
proud of that culture.
Yeah, why can't someone be proud of having like?
What makes them? Okay, I think
It's
I've
not.
said my piece.
I
about
think
it once
Neil. I
again.
think the way you're going. This is to things that
What you're
people
saying is,
personally
like,
find validating,
kind of
like
really
religion. They feel like
problematic.
it fills some hole in them, and it makes them feel in some ways not the only thing.
I don't support organized religion.
I'm saying religion, not organized.
Nobody
I never said
Or
organized.
religion. I mean,
I thought you said you weren't an atheist.
I said I'm a spiritual person.
You're
but
spirit- you don't-
I believe, me and Sky talked about this, I believe that spirituality should be also an individualistic thing that shouldn't be based around what a bunch of other people do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think as society progresses, people will become more willing to look at themselves as individuals. I think that's a good
I hate what everything you're saying is so wrong.
thing. Then say something to make it to prove me wrong.
Oh, no, Jim.
It's the whole thing about you, like people not being like. How is it like backwards to be proud of your culture? I just don't understand.
I already said why. So.
Why? Just tell me
I
why.
gave
Like
mine
I didn't hear you.
Again,
Yeah, cause just one more time.
I don't think you should be proud of stuff that you have no part in and has nothing to do with you. That's about separate people.
It has nothing to do with
It's
you
about-
except that
yeah.
it's part.
And it's what that your
It's
blood.
It's part of
If
your
only Liam
identity.
was here, that'd make this more interesting.
What's wrong? Like why? Like like.
Remember the Carciano thing?
That guy's black.
No, wait, Neo, you would like this.
Shut up,
No,
okay.
Neo, you would like this about Liam. In history class, we had something where our teacher, Mr. Carciani, said, like, are you proud to be an American? Like, do you identify as an American? And Liam said, no, I identify... No, yeah, I identify with the internet. That's gamer.
Okay. So I just what you're saying.
I think it's an important part of humanity, and if you find issue with that, I think
Yeah.
that's perfectly fine.
No, it's
But
not perfectly fine.
I think his
Stupid.
opinions are
I think his
No,
opinions
it's not
are
a valid opinion. I'm sorry.
to not personally want to do that. I think that's perfectly valid.
To not person, but to like judge people for it, or like being like.
Well, okay.
Well, there's
What you're saying is wrong.
My real question
Neil, I
is
will-
this episode going to be uploaded?
No, yeah,
No, yeah, you should upload this episode.
Okay, I'm just gonna say while it is not
It's art. I mean, it's
No,
like you're getting some raw
no.
material there.
It is not
material.
being proud of your culture is not a logical thing. In fact, if you deconstruct every little part of it, it can even be proven bad.
What are you
But
saying?
you cannot deny
What?
that being part of your culture is a very integral part of the human experience. And so
I
many
think if
people
you're proud
think
of your okay, no, this is more of a. I'm not going to do this because I was about to say something more spicy, but since this is an argument, I'm not even going to get into it.
that- Is it gonna roast me?
No, I wasn't going to roast you. It's not like an insult. It's just like it was more of an interesting way to take this conversation.
No, I'm interested. I want to hear it.
No, I just want to hear like you're like
No, I
like
want
you're
to hear-
stupid. Like
He's already said his piece.
But I just like your piece isn't logical.
Mine is logical.
Why
actually.
can't you be proud of your culture?
I already said, like I said.
You literally said, okay, your argument. You can't be proud of your culture because you shouldn't be proud of something you didn't partake in.
Yep.
Yes, that's just...
But you are partaking in
saying
your
it in a-
culture by
saying it in
being
that
part
voice.
of it.
Yes.
Like being proud
Okay,
of
I'm
your
sorry, I'm
culture
sorry, I'm sorry.
is
We have
part of culture.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Like, are you like being
I'm
proud
sorry.
of your
Yes,
culture
yes.
is like
Actually,
taking place
yes,
in
I will
festivals.
agree. Being
and,
part
like,
of your culture,
like,
actually, you
it's
can
as-
do that.
Aztec is a
You can choose
culture.
that. No.
Yes, it
No,
is.
they're
Why?
They're proud of the history. Being proud of the history is ridiculous. Being proud of stuff that you did.
History's a part of culture.
Yes. What are you
Well, you were part of that. Being proud of stuff people did thousands of years ago is completely silly. Being proud of buildings and pyramids that were built that you had nothing to do with is silly. Being proud of people you've never met, everyone in your life has never fucking met or been anywhere near. Being proud of them like it's something you can be proud of is madness. It's insanity, and it should just end. It should end.
It should end.
It should end.
How should they be forced to?
Oh, that would be a really easy position to argue with, wouldn't it? If I thought that people should be forced.
I just wanted to see if you, because I knew you were like heated. I wanted to see if you would go there.
No. Okay.
No. I have to make this skank go to sleep.
Okay, let's shit on organized religion now.
No. Okay.
I think the Pope should be killed. Actually,
I think
he should be killed.
Fuck the Pope.
But history.
Fuck
all these...
For the Pope, sure.
History.
I don't believe legally, but the Pope
No,
should
crucify the Pope!
We should crucify
the Pope!
fucking pedophile.
This is the Cringe cast mess now.
Fuck the Pope. This guy's
Fuck
a
the
fucking.
Pope.
He's complicit in child rape. He's a piece of shit. He's the Antichrist. If God is real, the Pope will burn in hell for the rest of his fucking life. He's the single most waste of shit on earth. If hell is real, he would be right there with fucking Adolf Hitler.
Jeremiah.
That motherfucker refuses to punish people who rape children. He lets them continue to rape children.
As he acts, I'm the leader of the
He's like,
religion.
let's shift you to
People look up
another
to
church so you can continue to rape children because he's too proud of his
will
fucking
shift you
faith.
around.
Oh, my little Pone-mobile. Look at me. Oh, hi, Chris. You want to rape some children? I got your back, you motherfucker. And everyone's like, oh, he's good because he says gay people shouldn't die.
Guys, he's a little
That's
progressive. He
it.
went and
That's
talked
it.
to scientists.
Raping
He's
children
so
is
cool.
Not that bad. First of all, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You made a face like, come on, that was a joke. You know that was a joke.
I know for just a second, I was like,
This is scary, yeah.
I was like, what the? No, I was like, is he becoming Vosh?
Do you guys want to see them? No, I don't.
Is he gonna be like, well, rape happens every day, so what's wrong with raping children?
Vosh is.
So
I'm
what,
sorry,
are you making
that
a
guy
threat
watches
to the
child
Pope?
pornography.
Yes,
Yes, watches child pornography would say that. But I still love it. I don't know. I guess
Yes,
I
this is
love
a threat. Pope Francis, I'm coming for you, motherfucker.
They're gonna take this out of context.
Okay.
We're joking. We're all joking.
Wait,
by the
I'm
way.
still like traumatized by like all of Neo's arguments.
How about guys,
I'm still thinking like saying that like Aztecs, all Aztecs.
Stop. Let's give this argument some time, and then once we have like a day or two, we can talk
You can
about
tell me
this
why it's
stuff.
okay to be proud.
All right, the pizza's here.
No, don't fucking touch
All right,
it.
Cringe casters, goodbye, cringe on.
Guys, let's finish our outro. Keep on cringing.